Hello, everybody. My name is Mason, and this is Mason Zero ASMR. I hope that you all had a very Merry Christmas, or if you celebrate another holiday, or don't celebrate Christmas, I hope that you had a great time anyways this month of celebration. So, I apologize, first of all, that I have not made a video in a little while. However, I have gained a few subscribers in that time, so thank you to all of those who are new to the channel. I really appreciate that even when I don't make videos for a while, the channel can sustain itself with views and subscribers. I really appreciate that. So, thank you all. Today, I have a video of opening up some magic cards from tcgplayer.com orders. So I have 3 envelopes here that I'll be opening. I do have a couple more in the mail. Perhaps I'll open those in another video, but while I have the time, and I have these 3, which have most of the order in them, I figured I would get to it. So let's start with one of the smaller ones. And I should say these cards are partly for my cube, partly for my collection of planeswalkers. I ordered a few planeswalkers. And then maybe there's some stuff for standard or modern decks. I don't think so as much. Maybe some stuff for commander, though. So, without further ado, let's crack one open. So, starting off, we have Gideon, Champion of Justice. This is the first card in this package. Let me readjust my camera here. That's better. So, Gideon, Champion of Justice is for my Planeswalker collection. He's also good in a... not really sure what kind of deck he's good in. I guess a go-wide creature deck. He's 2 and 2 white for a 4 loyalty planeswalker, Gideon, so right on par. You can +1 and put a loyalty counter on Gideon for each creature target opponent controls. So I take that back. It's not necessarily for a go-wide strategy. It's completely irrelevant what you're playing. You can use his 0 until end of turn. Gideon becomes an indestructible human soldier creature with power and toughness, each equal to the number of loyalty counters on him. He's still a planeswalker, prevent all damage that would be dealt to him this turn. So a twist on the usual Gideon ability of turning into a creature. That's kind of cool. And then his -15 is exile all other permanents, which is pretty crazy. I'm sure that doesn't happen very often since you have to go up quite a bit, but in an interesting Super Friends deck, perhaps, if your opponent is playing a lot of creatures, maybe Commander or something, that can be pretty cool. We have Ghostfire Blade. It's 1 mana for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, and it has equip for 3. Ghostfire Blade's equip ability costs 2 less to activate if it targets a colorless creature. And I got 2 of those. One for my cube, and one for my Brea commander deck, I believe. Garruk, Caller of Beasts, is one of our other planeswalkers. He's 4 and 2 green for a 4 loyalty planeswalker, Garruk. His +1 is reveal the top 5 cards of your library. Put all creature cards revealed this way into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. His -3 is you may put a green creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. You get an emblem with, his -7 is you get an emblem with whenever you cast a creature spell, you may search your library for a creature card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. I didn't get this for any specific deck, but I think I'll probably put it into my Yisan the Wanderer Bard commander deck. I think that's the best home for Garruk right now. I think this is for the cube. Tajnar Swordsmith is 3 for a 2/3 creature cat soldier. When Tajnar Swordsmith to play, then shuffle your library. So that's pretty cool. I want white to have a more equipment sub-theme in my cube. So that's what this card's for. Also for the cube, Goblin War Driver. 2 red mana for a 2/2 Goblin Warrior with Battlecry. So whenever this creature attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So just a red aggressive creature to go into that deck archetype for the cube. This is for my Yisan commander deck, I believe. Animal Magnetism, 4 and a green for a sorcery. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. An opponent chooses a creature card from among them. Put that card into play, and the rest into your graveyard. We'll see how that works out. Not entirely sure. This one's also for my Yisan commander deck. Grab some cycling lands for it. Tranquil Thicket. It's a land, it comes into play tapped, and you can tap it for 1 green, or you can cycle it for 1 green, meaning you pay it and discard this card and to draw a card. So I had a few options when buying this, and I opted to go with the old version because I like these sorts of lands in the old card frame more than the modern one. I believe also for the cube, Quest for the Holy Relic. It's an enchantment for 1 white mana. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may put a quest counter on Quest for the Holy Relic. Remove 5 quest counters from Quest for the Holy Relic and sacrifice it. Search your library for an equipment card, put it onto the battlefield, and attach it to a creature you control. Then shuffle your library. So it's a white card that synergizes with equipment. It's also an enchantment, which is another sort of sub-theme that white is in my cube. So that's what that's for. So that's the first order, which was the smallest one. Now I will go, these other 2 look equally large, so I'll go with this one first. This is kind of packaged funny. That's cool though. Alright, just a second. There's a lot of tape on these I'm going to take off. which one of these 3 packages to open first. Alright, first package in this letter is Trepanation Blade is the first card. It's 3 mana for an artifact equipment. Whenever equipped creature attacks, defending player reveals cards from the top of his or her library until he or she reveals a land card. The creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each card revealed this way. That player puts the revealed cards into his or her graveyard. So, this is maybe for the cube. I'm not quite sure. If not, it was an uncommon and it was cheap, so it's okay. Garruk's Pack Leader. 4 and a green for a 4/4 creature beast. Whenever another creature with power 3 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. I believe I got this for my Yisalm the Wanderer Bard commander deck also. I'm not positive, but I think I did. If not, it can go in the cube. Leonin Dengard is 1 and a white for a 1/3 cat soldier. As long as Leonin Dengard is equipped, it gets +1/+1, and attacking doesn't cause it to tap. So in other words, vigilance. Maybe for the cube. Oh, nice. Simple white support card for equipment. If I don't put it in, it's a common, so no big loss. Same goes for Leonin Elder. It's 1 white for a 1/1 cat cleric. Whenever an artifact comes into play, you may gain 1 life. So maybe for the cube. If I don't think white artifacts is as much of a thing as I want it to be, I can also just put it in my Brea commander deck, potentially. Ariok Edgewright. It's 2 white mana for a 2/2 human soldier with Metalcraft. Ariok Edgewright has double strike as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Probably for the cube. Goblin Cavalier, 1 red for a 1/1 Goblin Warrior with Trample. Goblin Cavalier gets +2/+0 for each equipment attached to it. So if you can't tell, red-white equipment is going to probably be a thing in the cube. It's something I want to do. But a lot of these cards are commons and uncommons, or cheap rares, so that's kind of my rules for the cube, is more budget stuff. Kemba Ka Regent is 1 and 2 white for a 2/4 legendary creature cat cleric. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a 2/2 white cat creature token onto the battlefield for each equipment attached to Kemba Ka Regent. So that's cool. And one of those equipments is Livewire Lash. 2 mana for an artifact equipment with Equip 2. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has, whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell, this creature deals 2 damage to target creature or player. So, good for a deck with some pump spells and stuff like that. Alright, that's that package. Let's get the next one open. First card here is Strata Scythe. It's 3 generic mana for an artifact equipment with Imprint. When Strata Scythe enters the battlefield, search your library for a land card, exile it, then shuffle your library. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each land on the battlefield with the same name as the exiled card. It has Equip for 3. So super good if you're in the same color as your opponents. I will probably put this one into the cube, but it can also go pretty nicely in any of the commander decks that I have. Sunspear Shikari, 1 and a white for a 2/2 cat soldier. As long as Sunspear Shikari is equipped, it has first strike and lifelink. Another common card for the white equipment aspect of the cube. I picked this one because I thought that it got a lot of benefits as compared to some other cards. for being equipped. First Strike and Lifelink is pretty good to attach onto a 2/2 for 2. So that is a good contender to be one of the more interesting cards. Another cube card for a similar reason is Sajiri Merfolk. It's 1 in a blue for a 2/1 Merfolk soldier. As long as you control planes, Sajiri Merfolk has First Strike and Lifelink. So, easy to have a 2/1 for 2 with Lifelink and First Strike, which I think is not bad. So it adds a little more interest and stuff like that to the cube, which is the main thing I want to do. I want to have cards that are versatile. Versatile, 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 versatile. Grappling Hook. 4 mana for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature has Double Strike. Whenever equipped creature attacks, you may have target creature block it this turn if able. Equip 4. Kind of a little bit expensive, but Double Strike is good on something big. Colony Gem. 4 mana for an artifact. When Colony Gem enters the battlefield, return 2 lands you control to their owner's hand. Tap and add 2 mana of any one color to your mana pool. Not sure exactly what I'll do with this, but I think it could be useful for my girlfriend's Landfall deck. So I'll see if she's interested in using it for that. Core Outfitter is 2 white mana for a 2/2 Core Soldier. When Core Outfitter enters the battlefield, you may attach target equipment you control to target creature you control. Another cube card that may or may not make the cut. It's one of the not quite as good white equipment cards. But Vampire Nighthawk is definitely going into the cube. It's 1 and 2 black for a 2/3 Vampire Shaman with flying, death touch, and lifelink. Considered to be a solid card. Even though I don't have any Vampire Tribal, this card's definitely going in because it's just overall good. Alright, another pack of cards. Last one here. Alright, first we have Aligned Hedron Network. 4 mana for an artifact. When Aligned Hedron Network enters the battlefield, exile all creatures with power 5 or greater until Aligned Hedron Network leaves the battlefield. Not sure where I'm going to put this. Maybe as a sideboard in Standard, potentially. Deal with stuff like Emrakul and the Metalwork Colossus and some creatures like that. Might be kind of funny. If not, maybe Commander. It's a good place for it. Speaking of Commander, Righteous Confluence, which will either go into one of my Commander decks or the cube, because I like cards that have choice. But this might be better for Commander. Righteous Confluence is 3 and 2 white mana for a sorcery. Choose 3. You may choose the same mode more than once. Put a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance onto the battlefield. Exile target enchantment. Or you gain 5 life. Gaining 15 life for 5 mana doesn't sound too bad. Archdemon of Paliano. It's a bad card, but I have this cycle of rare draft cards from Conspiracy 2 in my cube, and I didn't get this card, which I'm okay with, that I didn't pull this out of a booster pack, because it's bad, and paying 10 cents or whatever for it on TCG Player was much preferred. So, Archdemon of Paliano is 2 and 2 black for a 5/4 demon with flying. Draft Archdemon of Paliano face up. As long as Archdemon of Paliano is face up during the draft, you can't look at booster packs and must draft cards at random. After you draft 3 cards this way, turn Archdemon of Paliano face down. So it's a 5/4 flyer for 4 with a downside while drafting. So you don't want to pick it first, but then someone else might pick it. So you got to be really strategic with the time. Sarkon Unbroken is for the Planeswalker collection, which, quick side note on that, winter around Christmas time is actually a really good time to buy Magic cards because they're really cheap, which is why I stocked up on Planeswalkers, because I think all these Planeswalkers were ones that are under $5, most of them under $4, so it's crazy how low some of these cards are, and even if I don't plan on playing them anytime soon, it's nice just to have them for my collection when they're low, because like most people, I have a long-term goal to collect all of the Planeswalkers. So Sarkon Unbroken is 2, a green, a blue, and a red for a 4 loyalty Planeswalker Sarkon. His +1 is draw a card, then add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. -2, put a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying onto the battlefield. -8, search your library for any number of dragon creature cards and put them onto the battlefield. Then shuffle your library. So, not bad. Now, speaking of not bad, here's bad. Tybalt the Fiend-Blooded, the foil dual deck version, was cheaper than the normal print version, so I went with this one for the moment. So Tybalt the Fiend-Blooded is 2 mana, 2 red, for a 2 loyalty Planeswalker, Tybalt. +1, draw a card, then discard a card at random. -4, Tybalt the Fiend-Blooded deals damage equal to the number of cards in target player's hand to that player. -6, gain control of all creatures until end of turn. Untap them. They gain haste until end of turn. So, not the best, but it's a Planeswalker, and it's in the collection now, and that's what counts. Leering Emblem is 2 mana for an artifact equipment. Whenever you play a spell, equipped creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Equip for 2. So, an equipment for some of those spells-based decks in the cube. That's what it's probably going to be for. Or potentially my Narset deck. Rune Chanter's Pike is for... could go into my Narset deck, but I'm thinking cube. It's 2 mana for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature has first strike and gets +X/+O, where X is the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. Equip 2. Alright guys, that was that envelope. We have one more. I should note that last mail package that I opened was from GameStar, which I believe is a local Portland game store, but it's a local chain. And they ship locally to me, obviously, since they are local, so their packages always come super fast. And their cards are always good. I've ordered from them a few times before and bought from their physical stores occasionally. They have good prices on booster packs as compared to some other local game stores. So I can't complain about them. This third package is from Cataclysm Games, which I've ordered from quite a few times on TCG Player. They have great prices compared to a lot of other sellers, and they have a great quantity and depth of cards, so I can usually find a lot of what I'm looking for a good price from them. The first package was from MTG First, which I've never ordered from before, but they had a good prices on the cards that I ordered from them. So, and I have no complaints. They came quite fast. So, anyways, last order from Cataclysm Games, which John packed this order with thoughts of Nicolas Cage. So, thank you, John, for packing this while thinking of Nicolas Cage. I appreciate it. And I do enjoy the sellers like Cataclysm Games that put these comments on here. Always enjoy reading them. So shout out to those guys for being overall awesome and good at what they do. So we have Swiftfoot Boots from Commander, which I'm going to put this in one of my Commander decks because this is a card I do not have. So Swiftfoot Boots is a 2-mana equipment. Equipped creature has hexproof and haste. Equip for 1. This is a Commander staple. Figured I'd pick up a couple. I just have one from my Commander 2016 set. And I picked up 2, so even better. Victimize is 2 and a black for a sorcery. Choose 2 target creature cards in your graveyard. Sacrifice a creature. If you do, return the chosen cards to the battlefield tapped. I'm thinking this one for cube, to be honest, because I want black-green to be a good sacrifice archetype, and this card seems pretty solid. Dreamstone Hedron is 6 mana for an artifact. You can tap to add 3 to your mana pool, and you can pay 3 and tap it and sacrifice it to draw 3 cards. This one's going right into my Narset deck because playing huge mana rocks for free is always fun. And if I don't need it, I can just sack it. Sword of Vengeance is 3 mana for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature has +2/+0. It has first strike, vigilance, trample, and haste. Equip for 3. This can be good in any deck, especially any commander deck, but it might go into the cube if there is space for it. Ageless Entity is 3 and 2 green for a 4/4 creature elemental. Whenever you gain life, put that many +1/+1 counters on Ageless Entity. This one is for my Dagatar the Adamant commander deck. It is a +1/+1 counters deck with a sub-theme of life gain. So when I came across this card randomly, I was like, heck yes, I'm putting this in that deck. It's going to get huge. So, yeah. Nimble Mongoose, just to pick up for the cube, because Nimble Mongoose is a solid card. It is 1 green for a 1/1 creature, Mongoose, with Shroud and Threshold. Nimble Mongoose gets +2/+2 as long as 7 or more cards are in your graveyard. So it's hard to deal with, and it gets stronger as the game goes on, which is always good. Also for the cube, to make goblins a little better, Stink Drinker Bandit, 3 and a black for a 2/1 Goblin Rogue. Has Prowl for 1 and a black. You may play this for its Prowl cost if you dealt combat damage to a player this turn with a Goblin or a Rogue. Whenever a Rogue you control attacks and isn't blocked, it gets +2/+1 until end of turn. So, decently solid card for the Goblin Tribal. Also have a little bit of Warrior Tribal, but this equipment would be good in any Warrior Tribal deck. Obsidian Battle Axe is 3 mana for a Tribal Artifact Warrior equipment. The equipped creature gets +2/+1 and has haste. Whenever a warrior creature comes into play, you may attach Obsidian Battle Axe to it, and it has equip for 3. For the cube, for equipment, Stonehaven Outfitter, 1 and a white for a 2/2 Core Artificer ally. Equipped creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever an equipped creature you control dies, draw a card. And that's it. So we got a nice spread of cards, including several Planeswalkers. I think I picked up 4 of them in this order. There's a couple more in the other packages. Hopefully I'm able to open those on camera for you guys. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to try to get back into making more videos. I'm sorry that I've been gone for a while. Just life gets in the way, and this is a busy time of year, I'm sure, as you know. So, happy holidays and happy new year. I'll try to make more videos this week as well. Hope you're all doing well. Make sure you drop this video a like, and subscribe if you're new and you like this. And feel free to write in the comments how you're doing. Let me know what's been up with you, because I haven't talked to any of you lately, so tell me what's up. I am curious to know and would love to chat with you all. So, hope you enjoyed the video and are fast asleep so you're not even listening to this. Anyways, good night, sweet dreams, and may you always draw well.